It's the next part of my DVD collection. Hoi hoi everybody, and welcome to another part of my DVD collection viewing type videos. We'll crack straight on. This is 8 Mile, the Eminem film, which I enjoyed, but personally I felt it was a rip-off of Purple Rain. Very similar plot, just based in rap rather than funky rock and roll-y type brilliant music. But yeah, it's an enjoyable film. If you've seen the previous part of this, Chorlton and the Wheelies, probably my favourite show growing up as a kid. I've talked about it in there, so I won't go into any further details, but this is Series 2 and Series 3. There were some Christmas specials. I originally had all these on VHS, which included the Christmas specials. Then I've upgraded to DVD, but the Christmas specials are only available in a box set with buying the 3 series all over again. So it's on my wish list. I will eventually get it just for completeness sake, but I mean, I haven't watched them for years anyway. This is Mission Impossible 3, or MI3 to give it its proper titles. I love the Mission Impossible films, all of them. 2 is probably the worst, in my opinion. But yes, this is part 3. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. Ooh. This is the special edition version of Dogma, my third favourite film of all time. So this has got loads of extras on it. Is it an extended version? No, it's not. It's just got loads and loads of extras. Yeah, Region 1 release. Not available on Blu-ray over here yet, which is a shame. But yes, I've spoken about this at length elsewhere. Love the cover of that as well. This is The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which was a huge flop, as you're probably aware, but it's fun. It's a sort of a romp. Sean Connery's always watchable. Yeah, you're probably familiar with it, that's why I'm not saying too much about it, but yeah, I enjoyed it. This is X-Men 3, The Last Stand. I really enjoy the X-Men films. This was a good one. Apart from Vinnie Jones, but the less said about him the better. But yes, they're all very good films. Yeah, this is a very good film. This is Black Snake Moan, which as you can see stars Samuel L. Jackson and Christina Ricci. She's a bit of a slag, basically, who... I'm trying to remember the exact circumstances, but ends up anyway... I think she tries to steal from Samuel L. Jackson's house. He's a bit of a recluse, plays blues, and he ends up chaining her up in his house and, you know, setting her on the right path. But yeah, it's a really good film. Christina's great in it. This was fun. DOA Dead or Arrival, based on the video games. It's silly, but it's got a good cast of good-looking women, basically. Holly Valance, Jamie Presley, what's her name? Miko. I've lost her name. Devon Aoki, that's her. I'm thinking of Isabella Miko, but that's somebody else. Eric Roberts is in it, which is always a sign of quality. Natasha Mount, Matthew Marsden's in it. Yeah, but yeah, it's fun. This was an ITV miniseries, Warrior Queen, starring Alex Kingston and the young Emily Blunt. I watched when it went out. This is a Region 1 release of it. This was all that was available at the time of purchase. And it is slightly edited from a film version, from a British version, but only slightly. But this, together with Mole Flanders, which I showed on my box sets, is where I sort of fully became aware of Alex Kingston. Long before Who. It's Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You're probably familiar with this. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie playing a married couple who are both assassins who work for rival organisations. It's a fun little action film. This is Disney's Princess of Thieves, starring Keira Knightley, one of her earliest roles, where she plays Gwyn, who is the daughter of Robin Hood and Maid Marian, and has inherited her father's skills with the bows and the beauty and intelligence of her mother Marian, as it says here. It's typical Disney twaddle. Malcolm McDowell plays the Sheriff of Nottingham, but it's enjoyable and it's got Keira in it. Speaking of which, it's Atonement, much later in Keira's career. Oscar-nominated performance, I think. Maybe. Certainly Golden Globe nominated. Really, really good film. The scene at the D-Day landings, just amazing. This is Cool Money, which is a film starring James Masters, better known as Spike in Buffy and Angel, and Captain John in Torchwood. He plays a former criminal who gets called back in for one last heist. It's one of those sort of films. It's okay. It's not got a stellar cast. It's not a brilliant film, but it's enjoyable. This is Straight Heads, which was known as something else overseas, and I can't remember what. It's a very unusual combination of Gillian Anderson of X-Files fame and Danny Dyer. It's a typical Danny Dyer film. You know, he's a comedy wide boy. And, you know, he gets beat up a lot and that sort of film. It's a thriller. But it's quite sexy as well. But yeah, it's quite a good film, actually. I don't mind Danny Dyer, really. Okay, this is The Notorious Betty Page, which is a biopic, and it's biopic. If anybody says biopic, you're a moron. I'm just saying. It is a biographical picture, so it is a biopic. It's not biopic. It's not two opics, whatever an opic is it? No, it's a biopic. About Betty Page, sorry, rant over, but that does annoy me. About Betty Page, probably the first superstar glamour model from the 1950s. But yeah, really good film. Gretchen Mol's amazing in it as Betty. And I like the case as well, in yellow. This is a really good film, but I don't hear much said about. This is The Invisible Circus, starring Christopher Eccleston, Jordana Brewster and Cameron Diaz. It's sort of a love story, drama type thing. Cameron Diaz, it's not a spoiler because it's written on my case. Cameron Diaz is the sister of Jordana Brewster, and she dies in Paris. I think it's Portugal. She kills herself in Portugal, and Jordana goes over to find out what happened. Basically, Christopher was Cameron's ex. But yeah, it's a really good drama, excellent performances by the three leads. Quick slurp. Oscar-winning film, Boys Don't Cry, excellent performances, particularly by Hilary Swank and Chloe Sevigny, both of who are favourites of mine. Hilary is a transgender, apologies if I'm using the incorrect terms, but she's a woman who wants to become a man and falls in love with Chloe's character, and then she gets found out and gets beaten up, and it's based on a true story, I think. Yes. Yeah, but really good film. Another good film, Body Heat. This is a tense erotic thriller directed by Lawrence Kasdan and written by, who's probably better known for his work on the Raiders, the Indiana Jones films and Star Wars films. But yeah, this is sort of a film noir type film. Kathleen Turner and William Hurt. Very hot. Really good film. This is another one of those films. This is Bikini Ski School. I think this was sort of a bundle with one of the other films I wanted. I think it was sort of a bundle of 3 films and I only really wanted one of them, but this probably cost me like, 49p or something silly like that. It's shit. It's not even particularly sexy. All the girls have got fake tits and don't do much for me at all. This is Bend It Like Beckham, Keira's breakthrough role. absolutely wonderful film. Excellent cast, but aside from Kira. Brain's gone dead now as to her name. Parminder Nagra as the lead. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, Juliet Stevenson, Mira Sayal, Shaznay Lewis from All Saints is even good in it. But yes, just a really good film. You're probably familiar with. Speaking of which, this is a double pack of the Blues Brothers and Blues Brothers 2000. First film is just a masterpiece, just so good. John Landis at his best. Or close to his best, anyway. The sequel, I enjoyed it, but it was never going to be the same. If there was no such film as the first Blues Brothers, then 2000 would be a good film, if that makes sense. This is good. Again, another very sexy film, The Dreamers, starring Eva Green, or Ava Green, I think she likes it pronounced. This was, again, her sort of first big role. It's a erotic drama-y type thing about a group of an American change students who goes and stays with a pair of twins, a male-female twin pair, in Paris, and it's set during the French riots, but there's been hundreds of them. May 1968, whatever happened in France in May 1968 involved riots. One of the many French riots. But yeah, really good film, that. As is Cruel Intentions, which is sort of a modern set remake of Dangerous Liaisons, starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Philippe, Reese Witherspoon, and brain's going dead today, Selma Blair. I was recording too many videos in one hit, but I have to do them when I've got time. And Selma Blair, yeah, very good film. This is When Will I Be Loved, which was a Canadian, I think, film. Written and directed by James Toback. Starring the lovely Neve Campbell. It's just sort of a drama. It's hard to describe, really, but it's a good film. It's James Cameron's The Abyss, probably his most underrated film. This is a special edition of it. This is where he developed well, not him personally, but the morphing technology that went on to become Terminator in T2. T-1000? Whatever it is, anyway. Was developed during this notorious shoot for the stresses of filming underwater for so long. But yeah, very good film. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Michael Biehn. Very good. It's The Rules of Attraction. It's another film I must watch again. It's written and directed by Roger Avery, who co-wrote Pulp Fiction. And Killing Zoe, he wrote and directed. This is based on the novel by Bret Easton Ellis, who did American Psycho. But it's set in a college, and lots of suicides and drugs and sex and that sort of thing. Main reason for purchase is Shannon Sossamon, who I adore. It's also got James Van Der Beek and Ian Somerhalder. Susie Kurtz, who you would know if you watched Pushing Daisies. Faye Dunaway's in it as well. Jessica Biel. Yeah, Kate Bosworth. Yeah, good film. A few more. This is Bring It On. Which is an excellent film. Starring Kirsten Dunst and Eliza Dushku. As cheerleaders, it's just a fun, frivolous film about cheerleading and rivalries and love, and yeah, really good film. As is this, which is very good. This is Aberdeen, which is a drama starring, sorry about that, screensaver came on, starring Lena Headey, again, who I adore, who has to... Her estranged father, who's played by Stellan Skarsgård, has to bring him home basically from... I think he's overseas, sort of Scandinavia. Let's put it like that. Had to bring him back to Aberdeen after getting a phone call from her mum, played by Charlotte Rampling. So it's hard to describe, but it is. I heartily recommend it. It's a really, really good film. This is Body Shots, which was a drama, I suppose you'd describe it. Basically, it's two groups of friends, male and female groups of friends. You know, there's dating pairs between them. And Jerry O'Connell's character gets off with Tara Reid's character after a drunken night. And basically, she says it was rape. He says it's not. And it sort of tells the story from both points of view. And then it explores how it affects the other characters as well, who are on different sides. And yeah, it's a really good film. Very interesting. As a great cast. Tara Reid back when she was good. Jerry O'Connell, Amanda Peet, who's excellent, Sean Patrick Flannery, Emily Proctor. Yeah, good film. And finally, for this part, we have got Blown Away, which is one of the films starring the Coreys. This is Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, and Nicole Eggert, who went on to Baywatch fame. This is earlier in her career before she got loads of plastic stuffed in her, and she looks very good in this. This was a film that I saw as a teenager and very much enjoyed aspects of, shall we say, and so decided to pick up and enjoy them again. So yes, that's it for this part. As mentioned, I think this is part 6, 7, something like that. I've lost count, but previous parts are available on the playlist, as are all my other videos available on the channel, obviously. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, etc., and I'll see you on another video. Thanks, bye.